right? Oh, we got Atlanta, another Florida. Okay, okay. Well, what's up, everybody? Listen, if you are here tonight, we just want to make sure you know that you are where you at, okay? That you are in the right place. Because this is not the Bible study link. This is the link to adult sex ed. And we remember getting, I mean, if we can call that education in grade school, sex education, we just got talked about condoms and STDs and stuff. But this is a whole different ball game. We grown now, and we be out here doing it, and we want to learn how to do it without having to watch porn to learn these things. So this is what adult sex ed is for. We do this every single month with a different topic, and we're just teaching you how to experience certain things in the bedroom and teaching you the education around it, and we show y'all little goodies that can help you with experiencing it too. So my name is T Lane. I'm a personal growth coach and a sexologist. I primarily work with women, and when it comes to this adult sex ed side, women and their partners. And I am a part of a business called Bedroom Candy that allows me to be able to offer quality products with my quality education that I provide. And another thing that I love about being in Bedroom Candy is that I've been able to build a team of other individuals who are passionate about providing safe spaces like this for adult sex education. And I have a couple of them here with me tonight. They're going to be helping to teach the class. So I hope y'all got y'all's pen and y'all's paper, take some notes. And this is the class where we encourage you to get off and go and practice what we just preached. But before I get more into class, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and let the other teachers tonight introduce themselves.
I guess I'll go first since I'm next to you on the screen. Good evening, everybody. I'm Carmen. I am coming to you from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I have currently been in the business now. I have made my first year. I made my first year in August. Absolutely love what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So yeah, my why for doing this is because I enjoy what we do. I enjoy the topic. I enjoy having fun. So we all enjoy what it is. So we might as well get paid for doing it. And it's not just about the toys. It's not just about the sex. It's about the education. It's about the growth. It's about the community. It's about the team. And then we have all of that on this team. So that's something that's been really beneficial for me. And so I'm glad all of you are here. We have a really, really, really awesome turnout tonight. So welcome everyone. And I hope that the information that we provide everyone is going to be beneficial. And as T said, when we get through, you go practice and then somebody can reach out to whoever invited you and let you know what, those tips and tricks work.
So you go ahead.
Okay, my name is Crystal. I am coming to you from Wide Awake Wilson, and I am a part of Bedroom Candy because I wanted to connect my passion and purpose to my daytime. So I'm a social worker by day, right? So I come as a means of educating and empowering individuals to explore themselves, to love themselves, to become more self-aware. And I do that during the day. So Bedroom Candy basically allows me to flow that into my evening time. And the good thing about it is I enjoy doing it. Like I actually love doing it. And I'm connected to a group of individuals who also, they're empowering and educating me. So while I'm trickling it down to my customers, I'm getting it too from a great team of leaders. And so y'all let y'all hair down and enjoy the rest of the night.
Girl, they gonna let their hair down, and they gonna let something else down after they get
Oh
off
yeah,
this
oh yeah. Let me not forget. Yeah, whatever y'all got to let down, let it down.
Hi, I'm Shanice. I joined this business after experiencing an accident that left me kind of limited with some physical limitations. And so I was interested in coming to kind of get some education and being able to share some knowledge with my community, people who also have some limitations just like me. So I really began to dive deep into the sexual health and wellness side of things so that I can educate, the people with the physical limitations, because everybody deserves pleasure. I mean, pleasure is for everyone. So, hopefully someone out here tonight can get something from this, and y'all can take it back and enjoy y'all night. Um, Practice what we preach tonight and have a good time.
Yes, definitely practicing what we preach. So we like to, this is the class, I don't know if y'all are like me. Like, I used to hate in school where we just had to sit and just listen. Like, the teacher just talk to you. You can't say nothing back. Like, I ain't like that. I like to be interactive. Like, when you said something in the middle and I had a question about it, I like to be able to ask my question and stuff. So adult sex ed, we always make it very interactive. And we want to start with that, actually. So tonight's topic is all about anal sex, intro into anal sex. So you're here if that's something you've been curious about. Perfect class for beginners. If you've never tried it and you want to know what's some tips on how to try it, and it's whether you are male or female, whether you have a penis or a vagina. We are inclusive. And just a little housekeeping rules. If it's something we talk about tonight, if that ain't you, if you ain't feeling it, we're going to keep that to ourselves, because this is a safe space. And this is that space where you don't get spaces like this to learn about things like this. And we want to just respect everybody's preferences, right? So let's kick it off. Raise your hand. Like, we want y'all, if you want to come up off of mute and talk with us on this, you can type it in the chat too. Look, Yanni said, I love that back door sometimes. We're going to get into it. Like, we're going to talk about, we get into all things anal sex tonight. But we want to ask y'all, I want to ask my other hosts and also the guests on here, like, what were you taught either directly or indirectly about anal sex? Like, what were you taught about it?
So me personally, I wasn't taught anything directly. Everything was more of a it was an invite. It was something like, because I was a whole lot younger. It was like, okay, we've tried this, we've tried that, we've done this, let's try that. So it wasn't anything that was grounded in any education or any facts or anything. It was just like, hey, let's try it. We went into something that was totally probably unsafe, uncomfortable, unpleasurable. And then it gave the impression of that's not something I ever want to try again, because we didn't know what we was doing.
I personally too was taught that as I went through like certain research articles and just things that way back in the day, like I was taught like, oh, it's forbidden because, back in the era of slavery or whatever, it was something that was done to hurt people, and it was forbidden kind of thing. Like, it's one of those things like you just don't do because it's not for pleasure. It's the opposite. Like, it's to hurt you. And so that's one of the things that I learned years ago. So it was kind of one of those forbidden things that people didn't want to talk about or do.
I was taught that it's for gay people. That's what I was taught.
Girl, Trinice, me too. Like, that's what I was gonna say. And we want to hear from our guests. Like, again, like, just raise your hand if you want to come up and speak with us. But that's what I was taught too, girl. Like, nah. And I'm in a heterosexual relationship, so I was taught like, nah. If your man want to do anal sex, then he gay. And that's what we were taught in my little small town that I grew up in.
Yes, exactly. It was like, he gay, he really want a man. So that's exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, we keeping it real tonight. This is what we do on Adult Sex Ed. We have real conversations.
So with you saying that, T, I kind of just wanted to add real quickly with you making that statement. So yeah, as we got older and people started exploring their sexuality and doing things, of course, we always hear that, yes, that's a gay thing, that's what you do. But as I was learning and researching and actually doing a little bit more research for this class, terms and how we use them are important. you know. So when we have a conversation with somebody and we, like we're saying, we're discussing anal sex. So when we have a conversation and we discuss anal sex, the first thing that pops into a person's mind is penetration, penetration with, you know, from in the anus. But however, the anal sex term is actually used for the sexual activity in a whole that involves the anus, but it doesn't always include penetration. So that was one of those things that, you know, if you weren't taught that, or if you don't know that, then if somebody just comes to you talking about anal sex, the first thing you're thinking about is penetrating, and it's not always about penetration. So one is not a gay thing. Even a lot of gay men don't do penetration anally. So that's one of those things that people don't know. I actually interviewed a few of my friends that are actually gay guys. I have a couple of guys that are married, and a married couple that I know that are men, they are gay, they've been married for years, but they do not have anal sex. So
And that's so interesting because, yeah, we always like to start A.S.E out with a question like that because you want to become mindful. Like I said, we grown now, and it's time for us to learn what we like and what it is like in the bedroom that we're doing or not doing simply because it was a belief that was planted in us. You want to do things based off of what you want and not because of what society termed it to be. And I love, Carmen, just everything about what you just said, because when it comes to anal sex, it's not about sexual orientation. It's not a gay or a straight thing. It's just another part of sex. It's about sexual pleasure. So that's what we're going to get into tonight. We talking about anal sex. We want to talk to y'all about it from like, why do women love it? People with vaginas. Why do men love it? Why, people with penis, why do they love it? And then we want to give y'all some tips around it. Again, this is a beginner friendly class. So some tips around it. If it's your first time, I saw somebody in the chat say, yeah, this gonna be my first time. So we're gonna teach y'all some things and even show you some products and stuff that can help you with that. So we got to kick this off. I want to start as teachers tonight. We're talking about anal sex from like the female point of view, or for people with vaginas. Like, I guess I'll ask y'all first, like, why would a female like anal sex? Like, what's in it for a woman? Why?
I think
So,
for, oh, go ahead, Trinice. I'm sorry.
so it can stimulate the G spot because the vagina and the anus is so close that it could stimulate the G spot. So you get that stimulation in your anus as well as the stimulation in your G spot, so you can have a more powerful orgasm. Now whatever, I'm finished. You can go ahead, Carmen.
I think sometimes women, it's just something new. It's a curiosity. Let's see what happens if we try it there. You don't know that it's going to, I mean, if you don't really know your own anatomy, you don't know that having anal sex is going to intensify your orgasm because it's going to reach your clitoral area from the anus. So if you don't really know the anatomy, you don't know that that's what's going to happen. So most of it is just curiosity. Somebody introduced you to it, and so you're gonna try it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback off what both of you said. So the sensation, the clitoral stimulation, and the intensity of the orgasm, and the emotional connection. Like, who doesn't want that? Emotional connection to a partner. If it's connected to pleasure, like as women, we're emotional beings, and so that penetration or that sexual pleasure from a partner, or even if you didn't, not necessarily interested in it, but that knowing that you're pleasuring that partner also makes that connection as well. And we know when we're pleasuring our partner, it makes us feel good. So that's another reason why women love the anal. It's emotional connection.
And even like the massage, not even the penetration side of things, like just the massage and the anus, it can stimulate pleasure in the sensation too.
Yeah.
It's something different. Like, especially when I work with females, who've been in long-term relationships, who are into monogamy. And this is a partner that they're planning on being with for forever. Well, most times in relationships, when you're a female, is usually just is vaginal penetration, is vaginal sex. We call that vanilla sex. Just, your regular degular. So doing something new outside the norm can be very arousing. Like it can make you almost feel like you with a new person, And then I just like, the Future got that song when he be like, I'm gonna put a thumb in her butt. Like, you can do that. And that's kind of leading into our next question. Like, what's some tips for a female or someone with a vagina who has never ever tried anal sex before? Like, tips to start out. Put a thumb up in their butt. Don't be afraid to play with a finger around in there, because like Trinique was mentioning earlier, with the anal canal, it is very close to the vaginal canal. So whenever you insert something into the anus on a person with a vagina, it makes the vaginal canal it narrows. So don't put your finger in there or put something in the ass, and then also be penetrating her vagina, because then to the person penetrating, especially if it's a male, it's gonna feel nice and tight, like even tighter around their penis, but it's gonna make her feel it even more. Like everything just the feelings of it intensifies.
So
Because
and don't do the clitoris too, and have all three sensations.
So piggybacking off of both of you, that is actually called anal pairing. It is a technical term for it. It's called anal pairing. So with that, it is where the anal area is being touched, and that's happening at the same time as either vaginal penetration or clitoral stimulation. So there is a technical term for that. We enjoy it. It's called anal pairing.
So we're gonna connect all of it.
Yep, it's called anal pairing. So I had because this was a beginner class. Like I told you, I did a little bit more research. I kind of dug a little bit deeper. So like for beginners, and if we have some people that are new to this, you can go into it in steps. So we have like anal surfacing. So that's just touching of the anus, as you stated, T, like maybe just lightly putting pressure around the anus, but not actually going in. And then you can start there. If you enjoy that, then you can move into anal shallowing, which is the technical term of that. That's just penetration just right inside the opening. It's not deep penetration, but it's just, like you said, it's just that thumb. It's just something that's just right toward the inner. You're not doing deep penetration, but you're just getting right there. And then lastly, as I said, the anal pairing is just inserting while you're doing something else. So those are some tips that I would give beginners to kind of start you off. You don't want to just jump into it, just going into it your first time and going into deep penetration. That's not going to be pleasurable. It's not going to be comfortable. And then you're just going to be, if you're one of them people like, I'll try anything once, and you tried that once and that was your experience, you done. So kind of, discuss it with your partner, communicate. That's going to be very important, and then work up to it. So, yeah.
And for me, that's lube it. Make sure you have a lubrication. I think that's important. I think that, for beginners, you want to have that lubrication. And then exactly what Carmen said, we got to talk about it. Let's figure it out together before we just get in the bed and wham, bam, and I don't know what you're doing. So definitely.
Yeah, look, we was joking, y'all, when we was going over we talking about anal sex tonight. And I was like, yeah, communication is key. We're gonna get into men and anal sex for people with penises in just a moment, but no matter who you are, you gotta have that conversation around it. That anal sex ain't nothing you just go straight into. You fuck around and get damn need in the chin trying to put something up somebody's ass without talking to them. And you're gonna be blaming it on us. Like, no, please communicate. But Trinice, I thought you were about to say something.
Yes, I was gonna say prep. It is not something that you get into, just go straight into. You have to prep. You need patience for your first time. The slower you go, the faster you'll get there. If you understand what I'm saying, because there's muscles and you got to take it slow. So the slower you go, the faster you'll get there.
And we're all, we are all inclusive. So when we speak about, there are those who identify as women who don't have vaginas. So when you think about them, when we ask the question like, why would women enjoy anal sex? So for someone who identifies as a woman who doesn't have a vagina, well, anal sex may be that's the only way that they can get penetration, and they enjoy that. So it's really good. And then there's something in your anal canal that's referred to as the A spot. So you can get a female can get of someone with a vagina can get an orgasm from anal sex, and it's a different feeling. It's just a different feeling that you should try. And we're gonna get even more into some tips too. But I wanna
Also,
transition over. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say also, protection wise, as far as like protecting yourself from STIs and bacteria and things like that. Because one thing that we don't talk about, and we often sometimes see porn and we think like, oh, we can just go right in, or we can go from, doing anal sex to going right into the vagina, or we can go from, remming to going back into oral sex or wherever else. We have to make sure we clean it, be using whatever type of protection, dental dam, gloves, finger condoms, whatever it is that we choose, making sure we're washing our hands, washing our the penis or the vagina or the anus before. So
It's
that
important
was
for everybody to understand, one, relax. Two, the anal tissues are very, very sensitive and extremely sensitive, and they'll tear very easily. So STDs are easier to transmit through anal sex because you will have some tearing, especially if you're going at it too roughly or things of that nature. So again, as beginners, you want to make sure that you are taking your time and doing things correctly, lube and going in slowly, training, building up to being able to go into actually the penis itself. You can go into different things that will prepare you for that. So yeah, you want to, all of the prep takes, and this is not a conversation that can be had day one and then we're going to try it day two. These are going to be some things that you're going to have to work up to. And especially if you're dealing with a partner that's well endowed, we'll say, you're not just finna go all the way up in here and you hung like a horse, sir. We're just not doing that. We're not doing it. We're going to prepare for that because, yeah, that's not a part of my ministry.
And I'll tell y'all this too, because before we transition into like men and why would men, especially heterosexual men, enjoy anal sex, we're gonna talk about some more tips too. I see y'all over in the comments. Look, I see some sex educators, some sex experts. It seems like in the comments, y'all need to get back with whoever invited y'all out here, and y'all need to join the team because y'all got some good stuff. Y'all all up in the lesson plan tonight. But just one last reason on why someone with a vagina might enjoy anal sex, because birth control. Okay, you can't no sperm get up into them ovaries through the ass. Okay, so look, just to add a little humor into it. But yeah,
all the perks of an orgasm and none of the risk of a pregnancy.
Not the risk of pregnancy. But let's transition into men now. So we know with gay men, like why they would enjoy anal sex, obviously. And then I love how Carmen, you mentioned like a gay couple who they don't even do it. So again, everything is all about preference. I want to talk a little bit about heterosexual men. Because when it comes to anal sex with heterosexual men, I always love to make sure the females in their life know, hey, if your man is into this, anything that a man does with a woman is not gay. And it's like, we really have to get rid of these limiting beliefs. So many of us are in the bedroom, like we just hate our sex life because we got these things in our mind. Well, grandma and them said we ain't supposed to do this, and means that. Like, no, like figure out what you like, get rid of limiting beliefs, and replace them with things like that you want. So anything that a man does with his woman is not gay. So with that said, I want to talk about pegging. What is pegging? For somebody on here who this is their first time hearing that terminology, what is pegging?
Well, I can answer. Pegging would be anal sex penetration from female to male. So it would be a female actually penetrating the man, and it can be with different items, whatever it is that they're actually inserting with. So it's penetrating the man without a penis, without an attached penis.
Yeah, and like you said, Carmen, and I see some of our guests, penetrating a man. Yeah, pegging, it really isn't a gender specific thing, but usually when you hear people refer to pegging, it is where a female is penetrating anally a man. And so with doing that, I also thought we have a male in the comments. He said that that's the issue. Most men don't ask their women for things sexual because they don't want them to look at them differently. And all of the teachers on here tonight, I heard y'all mention communication. And I think that that's a very good place to start with talking about something like pegging. Like, why is communication important?
So, I think with that topic right there, I think men kind of, that's kind of iffy because I think some men may, in fact, feel that way. However, you'll have a lot of women that would actually say, you'd be surprised what you get if you just asked me. You never communicated that to me. I'm not totally opposed. Nobody's just never asked me. So, that again, you have to be able to open up those lines of communication. And these are some things that you want to have an experience with your person that you are truly with. Your one night stands, hopefully you're not, well, I don't say hopefully, because if that's your thing, that's your thing. But more than likely, you're not one night standing anally. But some do. However, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I'm just saying, again, that's one of those conversations that can be had throughout your relationship, or as you're trying to transition into the next step of your relationship, or you're trying to spice up your bedroom, then you can start having those conversations. Say it. Just say it. If your partner is not with it, address it another way. Address it. Ask them why they're not interested. Get around the taboo of it. Did they have a bad experience? Maybe so. Let's try to go into again those intro steps. Let's start with just surfacing. Let's start with just the shallowing. Let's back up and start over and go into the step processes and see if that it would be more enjoyable for you. And then before you totally say, and then it might be some trauma behind it. It's a lot of things that it could actually be going on. So again, if you don't communicate, then you won't know.
A safe space is important, Wilbert. A safe space is very important. So if your partner does not make you feel safe enough to express those feelings, then maybe you need to ask her if you can go into that safe space zone with no judgment. And if she's still judging you, maybe you need another partner.
Ooh. And I think that conversations, like, especially, we're Black women, and when it comes to Black men, like in the Black community, is so much stigma around sex, especially when it comes to anal play with men. So, like, I can understand how having a conversation could be intimidating or a little uncomfortable, but I wanted to also, like, that's why we've created spaces like this. We know just how much spaces like adult sex ed is needed. So you could do something where you bring your partner out like this. We encourage couples to attend together because this can open the door for that communication instead of, if you don't want to come off like it's you initiating it. Y'all just attended adult sex ed and we were talking about it. So what you think about what they were saying about pegging? So attend things like this. Whoever invited you out here tonight, like, they are well versed in sex education. So get with them. Maybe they can do a private one-on-one consultation with y'all to help introduce those types of conversations. But I agree with everything. Like, yeah, it has to be a safe space for that.
And T, I would like to add too. So when we think about communication, we think about verbal, right? Like, we got to talk to each other verbally. There are so many different means of communication. Write a love letter. Put it on a piece of paper. Like, open that door. Like, I'm going out for work and I left you a letter on the counter. Let's talk about it. We don't have to verbally like communicate to get started. But of course, that verbal communication definitely will open up more doors. But hey, look, start that foreplay before you leave for work or before you leave to go to the store. So, because we can communicate in different forms. I think a lot of times talking verbally it's intimidating. It's also difficult to do for some people, but write a letter, put it in a journal, write it on the mirror with one of her favorite, not her favorite lipstick or whatever type of marker, Sharpie or whatever. You can always use some type of communication. It doesn't always have to be verbal, and that may make it more comfortable.
Don't use my candy coated
No,
lipstick on the
I
mirror,
like that
please.
bad, and I'll be
Don't
mad.
use
Don't
my
use my
candy coated
cocoa
lipstick,
kisses.
please.
Don't
Please
use
go
my
to
cocoa kisses.
please go to the beauty supply and get one of them dollar store lipsticks if you're gonna write on the mirror.
And
But
get
please
some-
don't
get
use
some
my
chalk.
candy coated on the mirror.
I had to think about that one, Carmen. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Don't use my candy coated on the mirror, then we will have a problem, and it won't be about the
I'm
conversation.
not about to do anything.
Surprised, like a lot of times we in our minds we'll train this even outside of the bedroom, outside of sex talk. Mentally, our minds always think the worst case scenario. So if you're a man and you're wanting to try pegging, or not even just not pegging, maybe you want her to, while she sucking you off, to like rub and caress on your ass, around your asshole. Or maybe you want her to like put a little finger in or something, or even lick, give you a rim job, things like that. You would be surprised. She might want to do it. And even when it comes to pegging, like a lot of females are into it because of like just that reversal of role play. And then being the one, again, like especially if you're in a long-term relationship, just it's something so different. Being the one that's being the dominant one, the one that's in control, doing
the transfer of dominance. Yeah.
Yes, she might be into that. So don't sleep on your girl, okay? She might be into it.
I also wanted to add to that, T, that if we had more open verbal communications, I don't believe that the down low community would be as down low for our bisexual men and things of that nature. So you have to kind of think about this at the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things. Communication is so important in all aspects of it, because again, a lot of things that we were taught, a lot of things that you've heard, a lot of things that you associate with certain things are just really not factual. And what's your reasoning is not my reasoning. So I can't go into it with your reasoning because we don't have the same experiences.
Right. And so we want to just, I want to do a little recap on some tips before we transition into showing y'all some products that can help you with your beginning into anal sex. But just to recap, we first and foremost, like we've mentioned several times tonight, communicate. And when it comes to anal sex, this is something you want to communicate about it beforehand. You want to communicate during the act to make sure that, are you comfortable? Are you okay? But, and be sexy with it, and then you want to communicate afterwards too. Did you like it? Is it something you want to do again? Like maybe y'all first started out with the finger. That's a tip. Start out with fingers before you move to other things, or actual your penis penetrating. Start out with some fingers and stuff. Then when you're talking after, like, okay, you want to do the fingers again? Are you ready to move to another level? Like, what do you like? Communicate. We talked about lubes. We're gonna get into lubes again in just a moment. What was some of the other tips, ladies, that we mentioned to them?
Just being able to go into it like with the 3 steps that I gave, stepping up to the actual penetration part of it, being able to do those type of things, communication, stepping, relaxing, getting your nerves together, all of that right before we get into the actual act of.
Yeah. And even relaxing, definitely. And that'll lead us into, let's get on into the products, because I feel like we have even more tips to offer y'all with these products we're going to show. When it comes to anal sex, it isn't something like, just in the spur of the moment, y'all in the bed that night, we feeling horny, okay, we gonna do it. You are prepared for it. Like when like this is something like, okay, babe, this tonight we gonna try anal Friday night, tomorrow night. That's Friday, right? Yeah. We gonna do anal tomorrow night. Okay. You don't need to be going to Taco Bell Friday. That might not be the day you need to go get the bean burrito. That might not be the day you need to eat the greens. Like that might be the day your ass might need to fast, okay?
You need to detox the day, 2 days before.
Like you gotta prepare for it because we don't want it. I mean, of course, it can get messy, but we don't want it to be messy for the wrong reason. When it comes to anal sex, like you gotta prepare, and you definitely want to keep it fresh. So the first product that we want to show y'all is Bedroom Candy's Fresh. It is a foam intimate wash. These days, I am into the 100% natural products. So this is a 100% natural product, no chemicals, but you can use this and just make sure you wash up really, really well back there. Even if you took a shower earlier in the day, if you know that that's the night where y'all are getting ready to do anal, especially for the first time, with anytime you do anal, wash up, wash the booty, okay? Wash the booty hole. Clean it with this Fresh so it's nice and clean, because if you going all out, if you doing anal, like baby, like they gonna want to let them eat the groceries, let them do everything back there, and you want to make sure that they are confident and secure in it, and you are feeling confident and secure too because you know it's clean. Get you some Fresh, and this is for males and females. I love this wash, and this not pertaining to the ass, but you can also use it as a face wash. It's the reason why my face is always glowing. Okay. But yeah, clean with some Fresh. But after you use the Fresh, Crystal, what else can they use back there for that hygiene for anal play?
They want some cake, hot cakes, hot cakes. So it's a natural elixir. Look, y'all, look, I'm just going to say, this is my favorite product. This is one of my favorite products. Natural pH balance, so it won't irritate nothing down there. Maybe you had a fresh wax, or maybe you had a fresh shave. Put you some hot cakes up there and get busy. And my most favorite thing about it, y'all, it really does smell like cake. And it's a long-lasting fragrance. I'm talking about between the thighs, on the butt, wherever you want to put. I put it on my face. Because it's made from coconut. Like, it's that coconut oil in it. So it makes you glow. But listen, hot cakes.
And
Get you some.
also, Crystal, I want to add to your hotcakes because I am an advocate as well.
Yes.
The hotcakes is not only is it all the way natural and it feels good and it smells good, but on the education part about that as well, it's hyperallergenic, it's antifungal and antibacterial.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We want to make sure that we are addressing, because the anus does harbor a lot of bacteria. So we want to use things that are going to help with those things. So yeah, that's one of those, a big thing too, because it is antibacterial. So it does combat the odors and the smells and the things that bacteria create. So that's another plus to the hot cakes too.
Yep. Very good product.
And I have Delicious Encounters chocolate. So this is a lube. It's a flavor lube. So if you want to participate in analingus or rimming, this is very helpful because it has a taste. It's also a lube, but it's a water-based lube, so it's a little bit thinner, so you might have to use a little bit more if you want to go into penetration, but it does have a nice taste. It also comes in strawberry, pomegranate, and green apple. It's latex and rubber friendly, plastic friendly, 100% vegan, cruelty free, hypoallergenic, body safe. Is glycerin and paraben free. So this is a good lube to use. But I have the Silk Lube. This is an even better lube for anal sex. It's thicker. You won't have to use as much if you are gonna participate in the penetration of anal sex. So I would suggest this hybrid water-based silicone lube. It works with the latex and silicone. It's silicone and latex safe. It's body safe, vegan, glycerin free, paraben free. Yeah, this is the lube to use if you want to participate in anal sex.
That is definitely the lube to use. And even though like you don't need a lot, and that's a silicone lube is the best for anal. It makes it, a lot of times I've heard people say, well, I don't like it hurt. you didn't have enough lube. Like, even though you don't need a lot of that silk, you never do too much lube with doing anal. And I love, Trinice, that you showed two different ones. You showed a water base and you showed the hybrid, the water and silicone base. Because if you're gonna play around with toys, which we got some toys that Carmen about to show y'all in a second, you if you're using a silicone toy, you don't want to use a silicone lube because silicone eats at silicone. So if y'all gonna be playing with toys during anal sex, then use the water-based delicious encounters that Trinice showed you. But if it's just fingers and penises and stuff, then yeah, lube it up with that silk. I love me some silk. But speaking of toys, Carmen, what you got, girl?
So for our very beginners, the very, very beginning, as we stated, talking about getting prepared for penetration, we have a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is our booty call. Booty call is our ring. It's not very large. And it does have a ring on it for easy removal and insertion. You can put, it is perfect for beginners. It's smooth shape. It's easy remove, body friendly material. It is silicone, so this is one of those where you want to watch what lube you are using. However, this is a really good beginner to get you prepared for getting ready for anal play. So you can insert booty call right before you're getting ready. You can gently remove it before you go ahead and enter with the penis because those muscles have already been kind of opened up, so it would make the insertion of the penis a lot easier. So I have that one. Now for our OGs out here, because we have some, if you are a professional with your anal game, which I applaud you, because some of us have to, we got to really just get it together in your mind. I have thrust. Thrust is for some of us that are a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Experienced. So thrust is actually our vibrating plug. So it goes in and it vibrates. So you can actually, this is a really good toy for anal shallowing. You can insert when you can use this by yourself. If you can insert thrust, turn it on, let it vibrate, and then stimulate your clitoris, you can have anal shallowing by yourself if that's what you're into. So I have this one. This one actually is USB charging. It will last for about an hour. It comes with your cords and everything, all of that. It is very light, very, very lightweight. It's body safe silicone as well, so be careful with your lubes. And then if you want to, after you have used thrust, you can remove it and go into anal play if you're going to do that with your partner, or you can continue to just use your thrust. You can orgasm by yourself. This is male or female, so it's whichever one you prefer. You can start out with your beginning, which is your booty call, or if you're a pro, you can go right into your thrust.
Oh, are y'all like, listen, a vibrating butt plug? Bedroom Candy, get with your consultant who invited you. Get that vibrating butt plug, okay? Different experiences, all right? We only got one life to live, baby. But I want to know, do we have any guests on the line who be a little bougie at times? If you a little bougie at times, can you drop some hearts in the chat for us? I like to be a little bougie at times. Is it just me? Okay, I see some. Okay, Donika like to be bougie.
All right.
Yanni like to be bougie. Look, LaRonda said she like to be bougetto. Ooh, that's not look, ghetto in the 2 years. Bougetto. Come on, bougie. So this next product I want to show y'all, like when Bedroom Candy came out with it, I was like, oh, I gotta get that. And I'm gonna push y'all a little bit into my business because I've been married to my husband. We've been together going on 15 years now. And like one of the things that makes our sex life as amazing as it is that we are always open with communication. And like that's my babe. Like, I love him. So I know that men being with a male partner, I know that men are very visual. And so when this product came out, I was like, I gotta get this because when he ain't in front of bed, he gonna love seeing this. And it's a product that's called Bougie. It is a stainless steel butt plug. And it has this little diamond. So look like, yeah, that's not a ring. You see my wedding ring, but then you see this right here. That's the butt plug, the bougie, the diamond. So the other end is this tear-shaped stainless steel plug that goes inside you. And it has a little bit of weight to it, so it feels good, but you're gonna lube it up. It's stainless steel, so you can use your silk lubricant with it. And stainless steel is one of the best body safe materials to put inside of the anal canal. You're gonna put it in with your lube, and when your boo is hitting it from the back, no matter who your boo is, when them ass cheeks are clapping, going in and out, they see this diamond there. And I can just imagine, like, sometimes I wish, like, I want to see what it look bad. We might have to record, might have to start an OnlyFans or something. Like, I want to see what that shit look like back there. Because this is just the cutest thing. But remember, we taught y'all earlier, too, like, when someone who has a vagina, when you have something inserted into the anal canal and also being penetrated in your vaginal canal, it's a y'all, I'm sorry. I think my eyes rolled in the back of my head. I had a flashback real quick. But this is the tea, okay? It feels good. And then it has the neck here because you don't have to worry about, and that's how booty call was too. This little neck here, you don't got to worry about it getting sucked up into your anal canal. We body safe. That's what I love about B.A.M.N Candy. We can stand behind their products because we're all about quality and safety. Okay, have some pleasure, get your nuts and stuff, but be safe too. But it's just the cutest little thing. Get you some bougie in your life. Okay. All right. But that's the products we wanted to share with y'all. And this is our class. So we did want to leave some minutes here at the end to see. Come on, blinged ass. A blinged ass. We wanted to leave some time at the end to see if any of our guests had any questions about tonight. Because again, you don't get spaces like this. You don't have to watch porn. Porn is fake, okay? It is fake. So this is your real space to get questions around this topic. And please feel free to raise your hand if you want to come up and ask your question, or you can put it in the chat too. And while we're waiting for the questions, let's give it up for our teachers tonight. Let's give it up for Coach Crystal and Coach Trinice and Coach Carmen. Y'all came through with the education. Y'all taught me some stuff too tonight.
Thank you.
Well, I see a
yes,
question.
Stacy, make your own porn. Yay.
I get so now like, yeah, I don't even, I like to watch, it's like our own movies. So let's watch us. So stainless steel is better than rubber. So good question. So when you're doing anything with anal play, you want to go with stainless steel or silicone. That's what you want. You don't want to use no rubber, no plastic. Plastic toys have the little tiny holes in it that hold secretions and stuff. And if you don't clean it, which by the way, too, when you get these toys tonight from your consultant who invited you, make sure you get some toy cleaner too, especially with anal toys. But you want to go with stainless steel or body safe silicone, and that's the only thing that B.A.M.N Candy has to offer.
I also wanted to add really quick, if you're in the process of having anal sex and you're kind of in the flow with it, please be careful not to go from anal vaginal. That is the quickest way to get the worst UTI of your life, and you will never ever want to do it again, because you're transferring that bacterial from the anus into the vagina, and the vagina is not going to like that. She is not going to be pleased with you. So if you are doing anal, take a break, wash up, regroup, and then come back if you're going to go into vaginal.
Also, never use oil or spit or petroleum jelly as a lube. That is not the proper lubricant. So never use that. Never use any household products as a lube.
All right. We got time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Any other questions, or anybody got any feedback they want to give for tonight? Aw, Miss Griffin, yes, thank you. This was so informative. I feel a little comfortable.
Thanks.
Thank
And
you.
y'all, we do this every fourth Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Whoever invited you out tonight, get with them so they can give you the link they can go ahead and give you the link for next month tonight for it. Our topic next month, the title is I Gotta Get Mine, and it's all about closing the orgasm gap between females and males. So a lot of times with people who have vaginas, like a lot of them are not getting orgasms when they have sex. So we're going to talk about how to make sure your partner with a vagina gets the orgasm during sexy time. That's our topic next month.
Ooh.
Oh, also, I wanted to add to positioning when you are participating in anal. Positioning is also important, so kind of experiment. If you are actually using something like a booty call, find out what position was most comfortable for your insertion, whether it was on your back, whether you were on your knees, whether you were legs up, however it was comfortable for insertion for you. Then you might want to start off being in that position. So it's totally, you might like to be on your side, on your back, however, but these are also some things that you want to practice with as well. So if you want to start with a small beginner plug, also incorporate positioning with that too, so you can find out where you're going to be the most relaxed, so you can have the best experience.
And we have this book. It's called Tickle My Tush. It's currently out of stock, but you can waitlist it. It's very informative. It has a lot of great facts, positioning. It's lube. It talks about bacteria. It talks about a lot of things. It goes from mild to like wow stuff. Talks about analingus. It talks about pegging, her pleasure and his pleasure. So it's very informative. Unfortunately, it's out of stock right now, but you can waitlist it.
Yeah. And so we just want to, again, like, I just want to give it up for the coaches on here tonight. Shout out again to Coach Carmen, Coach Trinice, and Coach Crystal for the knowledge that they dropped on us. And whoever invited you out here tonight, just get back in touch with them to shop. That's your homework. Here's homework tonight, okay? You can't leave class without homework. So you want to get back with the person who invited you to this. And you need to, before you do anything with anal play, you got to have you a really great lube, okay? So if you don't get anything else tonight, get with your consultant and purchase you some lube. Get that Delicious Encounters or get that Silk. I say get that Silk. That Silk is back, okay? Get you some lube. They may have a special for you. You get in touch with them before midnight. So that's your homework. Get that. And then just go and have a conversation with your partner. Like, just be like, hey, hopefully your partner was on here with you tonight. But just bring it up. Like, let's talk about this. Like, and you could start it with this. Like, what's something that we've never done in the bedroom that you might be open to? Like, have them, like, create a safe space for them first, and then you can put it out. You can talk about, play with them. So that's your homework. But you can also, I saw some people in the chat too who look like they enjoyed offering some knowledge around this. So if this is something you see yourself doing, still get in touch with the person who invited you out, because you can join the team, you can join our Bedroom Candy community, and you can offer education like us. And if you get with them tonight, you can join for less than $20. Okay, we got a lot of specials for y'all tonight. And if you want to have a private class, you want to do like a couples or all men or all ladies, do your own private class and earn some rewards from it, get in touch with the person who invited you, because they can help you with that too. But if there are no other questions, we want to send y'all out with a little sexy vibe. Can I do that for them, ladies?
I think they deserve it.
Okay.
Yes.
Have a great night, y'all.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks. Bye.